welcome to I think it's week 8 reading vlog. I did not vlog last week, and I was going to do like a weekly reads, which I still might do, but at this point I haven't done it for week 7. I just had a lot going on last week, and kind of through the weekend, my schedule got kind of thrown, and yeah, I was very stressed out for a variety of reasons. Nothing like earth-shattering. Just I put a lot on my plate reading wise, basically. And I had to deal with some house things. A couple of different house things came up at the same time, which is always thrilling. Thankfully, nothing like too bad. It got taken care of within a few days, but isn't that always how it goes? So I just, it's just like, you know what? I don't care. I can catch you up now. So partly why I had gotten myself stressed out was I started putting a lot of pressure on myself to get a bunch of things read last week, and it was not working. I do not have the time to take breaks and stuff at work right now, so my and work's just been kind of crazy, and I don't even really have time to listen to audiobooks. I'm hoping this week might be a bit different, hopefully. But last week was just like a wash for pretty much anything during the day. And so, at night, I might sit down for an hour to read or to listen to an audiobook, but then I had a lot of other things I needed to do. So just reading was not a priority last week. I mean, it was a priority, but it was like a stressed out priority. So, and also part of that problem is I had way too many books going. I had like 2 audiobooks that I was trying to do. I had like 2 or 3 physical books I was trying to get done for various things. And sometimes when I just have too much on my plate, I just don't do anything at all. And that's kind of how that was going. So, all that's to say is what I am going to focus on for today is one thing. One physical, ebook. And that is going to be to finish up Killing Cupid by Laura Levine. I started this book with my friend Linda from Linda's World of Books on Valentine's Day. So was it Sunday? And I thought, oh, this will only take me a few days. I had an ebook version of it, and it's a cozy mystery, and I was like, this will be perfectly fine. And I'm still reading it. I was keeping up with Linda for a while. We were doing like five chapters, and then we would check in with each other. So it kind of turned into like 5 chapters a day. And that was really doable. But then the weekend hit, and then all my house problems hit. And yeah, I just got kind of derailed. So Linda has finished the book. I have not. I have about 10 chapters left, which they are not too long. So I'm hoping that if I get any downtime at work today, I can just read a chapter and, try to plug along in it and finish it up tonight. Now, if I don't have time to physically read today, I am going to pick up an audiobook, and that is going to be From Scratch by Tembi Locke. And that is the group pick for Krista from Books and Jams, her Patreon book club for this month. I'm part of that. So, and it's a memoir, like a foodie memoir, of a woman who basically falls in love in Italy, meets her husband in Italy, and then tragedy ensues. I don't actually know who Tembi Locke is. I'm assuming she's like a journalist or something like that. I should probably read the back of the book. I don't actually know who she is. So maybe that'll be my first quest today. But so far I like it. It's I'm not too far into it. I'm only maybe a chapter in. So but yeah, so far it's nice. It's probably going to be one of those things like if I had more knowledge of who Tembi Locke is, I would be more connected to it. But I'm only a chapter in, so maybe it'll get more interesting, even though I don't know who she is. We'll see. So that is what I'm going to focus on today. I will check in with you tonight to tell you if I got Killing Cupid done, which is my goal. That is my one goal for today. Okay, bye. Hello again. It is I, and it is Tuesday. Yesterday was not a good day at work, so I did not get much read. But luckily, I did read at night and finished Killing Cupid by Laura Levine. This is part of her Jane Austen mystery series, I believe it's called. And the character is Jane Austen, spelled Jaine. And this is book 12. So, I kind of jumped into the middle there. But I was buddy reading it with my friend Linda from Linda's World of Books. And we started it on Valentine's Day last week because of the name. And this one follows Jane as she gets a job writing profiles, like phony profiles, for a Beverly Hills dating service run by a really evil and kind of con artist matchmaker. And you can probably guess who dies, because it's usually the person nobody likes. And Jane is basically one of the suspects in the murder. Obviously, she didn't do it, so she is trying to clear her name throughout the book. This book was average for me. The conclusion was good. I didn't guess the killer. I had a fleeting thought that it might be that person earlier on, but kind of dismissed it. So that was good. I did not, however, find anyone in this book endearing, not even the main character. She was funny and kind of relatable, like as far as she was, your typical person who just really likes to eat and, says she's going to go on a diet, and then 2 seconds later she eats a sleeve of Oreos, that kind of thing. So, she was really funny, and there were lots of little asides that the author put in that was amusing. She had a cozy companion in a cat named Prozac, which, honestly, that name threw me off, and I didn't like it. Like that's... Who names their cat Prozac? That to me, like, first off, kind of ruined the coziness factor to me. Because if you're going to have a cat, I want it to be named something nice. Or at least like a regular cat name, like Fluffy. I don't know. But, and, like, she doesn't really have that, like, cozy of a relationship with the cat. Like, she's, I don't know, like, towards the end it gets a little bit better with the cat, but at the beginning it was just all snark. Like, this book was pretty much all snark from beginning to end, and I like snark, but not that much snark. And, like, this was set in Beverly Hills, so there were a lot of, like, snotty rich people. There were even, like, Jane's best friend is a gay guy that all he wants is some rich boyfriend, and he's constantly worried about what how he looks, and he says things like, "I'm here for you, Jane, but listen to this story about me," and it just wasn't endearing. I was like, there's just, like, nobody in this book that I really liked, except for Jane's parents, who you only see through a series of funny emails back and forth to Jane, where they're each relating a story about the other parent and or about a situation that they were both in but from different perspectives, and that was hilarious. Like I would like a whole book just about the parents because they were the most endearing characters in this entire story. Um, yeah, so I don't know. In the end, I feel like this was just kind of average. I liked the ending. Uh, the killer was a surprise, and the situation that brought it all forward was both funny and kind of intense. So that worked for me, but the story as a whole and the characters just didn't do it for me. So I won't be going on with that cozy mystery series, I don't think. But that being said, I feel like I am in a reading slump. I temporarily, at least, well, let's just say I DNF'd from scratch that I was trying to read for Krista's Patreon book club. I don't, I've never watched a show that Tembi Locke has been on. I did look it up and she's an actress. But I've never watched anything she's been in. I have nothing to relate to her. It's kind of it's a memoir, obviously, and she goes through the loss of a loved one. Uh, we start there, and then she's like flashing back to like when that person was alive, and it's very heartbreaking, and it's a true story. So I get it, and I don't want to make it sound like it didn't matter, but I just, I guess I just didn't want to read something like that right now. Um, and also just like having no real connection to Tembi Locke, I was just like, nah. I would have, and it is kind of like a travel through Italy story, but it's like a love story through Italy. And I'm just not, I just don't care. I'm sorry, I just don't care about that right now. So, so I DNF'd that one. It just wasn't grabbing me. And I'm still listening to Prairie Fires, but that one's just a lot of information and it's kind of getting me bogged down. So, oh, and March by Geraldine Brooks. I'm still going to try to work on that one. Um, but because I really do want to read it, but it also, because it's Civil War, it's very heavy. Um, and I don't know. I don't know. So I'm going to try to get through that one, get through more of that one today, and then kind of make a decision. I think I'm going to switch to, um, I'm going to get the ebook of my Bitter Single Ladies Read Romance read, which is The Corinthian by Georgette Hare, and try to get Alexa to read it to me. Um, she doesn't seem to want to recognize it right now, but we'll see. We'll see if we can get this done. If not, I still have to read that one, so I'll read it on ebook if I have to. And then if I can't get that to kind of be my audiobook, then I am going to switch over to Amy Tan's Saving Fish from Drowning because I found that on audiobook. So, yeah, it's been kind of a crappy reading month, and I'm real sad about it because I had a lot of good books on my, or supposedly good books on my TBR, and just none of them are grabbing me. Even Hamnet didn't really grab me. I mean, I liked it in the end, but it was just such a slow book for me, and maybe that's what did it for me, because that was the first thing I read. I had such high expectations for it, and then it didn't really 100% deliver. And I think maybe that put me in a slump. I don't know. So we shall see. I'll let you know. All right. Bye. Hello, friends. We are back on my couch. It is Friday morning, and I still have not finished anything, but I am almost done with The Corinthian by Georgette Hare. Did I tell you I was reading that? in my last clip. I don't know. But I decided to read that one via text to speech with an ebook yesterday. Or, well, a couple days ago, I started it. And that has been the way to go. It's text to speech is difficult, sort of, because it's literally just reading the text in a robotic type of a voice, and actually there are a lot of hyphens this in this text, and it will actually say dash after every time it's in there, and then there is a character that stutters, so like I don't know, he'll be saying smart. So it'll come out as S dash smart. And because they want to show that he's stuttering. And that's actually how it'll read it. They'll say S smart and W what. And I'm just like, what? At first, I'm like, what is happening? So I got the audiobook out and started reading along with it, or the ebook out on reading along with it. And I was like, oh, he's stuttering. Okay. But so I would have to say that I'm not really getting as much out of it as I would have been had I had the audiobook or just was reading a physical book. But our book club is on Sunday, so I had to read it kind of quickly. But I'm getting enough out of it that I can talk about it, I think. And if there's anything that I need to kind of reread in the audiobook, in the ebook, then I can do that. So the Corinthian is about a rich guy who has no intention of marrying, but yet he is compelled by his family to marry this woman that they've kind of been betrothed, sort of for years. Like it's just been assumed that they were going to marry because it's kind of like their duty to do that. And this is set in Regency time. So he kind of gets drunk one night and freaks out and decides he's gonna I don't know if he decides he's gonna run away. I don't think so. I think he just he doesn't want to go home because he doesn't want to face all the things. So while he's on his way home, he sees what he thinks is a young boy escaping out a window. So he's drunk and he just thinks it's somebody burglarizing a house. So he thinks it'd be funny to mess with this guy. And here it turns out it's a young woman of about 18. So she is trying to get away for similar reasons, that her family wants her to marry a guy that she doesn't really know, but has seen and has interacted with and doesn't like him. So she is going to run away to a friend's house, like a childhood friend's house in, I think it was Bristol or something. And she expects, because when they were kids, they said that they would marry each other someday. So she thinks that this is still actually going to be a thing. And she's just going to run away and elope with this friend of hers. And this Sir Richard, who is the drunk guy, he knows he's older than her, and he kind of is like, oh, this probably isn't going to go the way she wants. I can't let her go alone. I'm going to go with her. So it is their adventures together as they are basically escaping London and the marriage plots that their family has for them, and all the suspense that ensues because they get involved in many things and many mysteries and everything. And then I assume, I know, because at this point I know they're going to fall in love, of course. So it's good. It's cute. I probably would have liked it more if I just had the actual audiobook instead of text to speech, but that's just what I had to work with right now because Scribd cut me off again. Yay. So, and then Krista from Books and Jams and I were supposed to buddy read Winter of the Witch by Katherine Arden earlier in the month, but she had a lot of stuff going on and asked if we could move it to March. I said, "Oh yeah, that's fine. No problem." I kind of figured she, when I knew what she had going on, it's like she's not going to want to read it this month. But she just messaged me Thursday and was like, "Hey, I know there's only 3 days left in the month, but I finished all my books and I need something to read for the next 3 days." So we're going to be starting Winter of the Witch today. I'm definitely going to be reading this one on audio because there's only 3 days in the month and I have too much going on to sit down and actually physically read a book. So yeah, those are my plans for Friday. And 10 to 1, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say I probably won't update you till Sunday, but I might. So I will just let you know when I have actually finished something. Okay, bye. Hello. It is Sunday. So I was right. I did not update you on Saturday. But that is because I just, like half an hour ago, finished Winter of the Witch, which is going to be my final Call It Quits book for February. So, luckily though, this book, in a very rough reading month for me, ended with a bang. This was a lovely end to the Winter Night Trilogy. I loved it. It was action-packed from beginning to end. It was sad. There was some happy stuff. There was not a lot of happy stuff, but some happy stuff. There was some romance. There was all the things. So I really, really enjoyed it. If you haven't read the Winter Night Trilogy, it is a Russian historical fantasy that follows Vasya, who discovers that she is a witch and she can speak to the domovoi and other demons of Russian folklore. And demons doesn't necessarily mean what we consider to be demons in our culture. They aren't necessarily evil. Some of them are, but some of them are not. And some of them help you, and it's just kind of like a polytheistic kind of a thing that goes on. So, it is the struggle between the Christianized, or the Christianization of Russia and the traditional Russian folklore kind of religion. So originally I picked this book because I thought it would work for the prompts in Historathon of a book set in winter and a historical subgenre, because obviously Winter of the Witch, it's in the title, and it is historical fiction, but it is fantasy, because it is kind of rooted in actual events that happened. Like there is a battle at the end of the book that actually did happen. So there are historical figures in it and everything like that. But it is a lot of fantasy. So those are the two that I thought it would work for. In the end, I think it would work for the subgenre, but I'm not really sure. I think at some point it is set in winter, but actually a good majority of the second half of the book takes place in the summertime. So, but I think some of it is set in wintertime at the beginning, so I guess it would still work. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It started out action-packed. It basically started out where the second book, The Girl in the Tower, left off. So yeah, you're getting the trauma right from the beginning. And it basically doesn't stop. There's all kinds of madness that goes on in this book, and I'm not even sure. I think it's like the last chapter is the calmest chapter in the entire book. So it was very, very fast paced, which is why we got it done in 3 days. So yay for us. But now we are done with February. We are done with Historathon. And I wish that Historathon had gone better for me. I don't know what. I think I was just in a mood and I didn't need heavy things. Um, so yeah, I think I still want to read March, but it just wasn't grabbing me. And I can't find an audiobook version of it. I feel like it would have helped if I had an audiobook version, but oh well, whatever. Such is life. But tomorrow we shall be starting all the March readathons and the March readathon vlogs. I will be participating in um, middle grade March, of course, and March Mystery Madness, of course. I'm going to attempt to participate in the Irish readathon with at least one book. And also, I might try March of the Mammoths, possibly with a Dickens book. I've been going back and forth with a bunch of books that I might possibly want to at least listen to on audiobook that would be technically 800 pages. But I'm not really sure because let me show you my stack of books, and you will see that I already have a lot on my plate. And to put an 800-page book on top of that, not really sure that I'm digging that. So we shall see. So let me show you what I've got. Okay, so first, let me show you my bullet journal page that I just made. Can you tell that this is supposed to be a mug of beer? I was actually pretty impressed with it, but I'm not sure that it would translate to anybody else. But that's like the handle. It's the only place I can put it because I put these funky leaves and flowers around it before I put the handle on, and then I was like, well, where can I put the handle? So it's down at the bottom, but whatever. But yeah, I kind of like it. I think it did. I think it came out okay. So I decided not to do a plan with me this month because I've just been way too just scatterbrained this month. But I did, decide while I was finishing listening to Winter of the Witch that I would sit down and do a little painting. So that's what I came up with. But anyway, you're here for the books. So this is my March Mystery Madness stack. And there are a lot of good books. As you can see, there are a lot of London Lovett. And actually, if you can see, it goes from 8, 10, 11. I actually have number 9 on order because I thought that I ordered it and I did not. So I'm trying to actually get caught up because she has a St. Patrick's Day themed book in this series coming out this month. So, but it's like number 14 in the series or something like that. So I have quite a few books to catch up on. So those might be my priority reads for March Mystery Madness. And this one down here. This one is the third in the, I'm not actually sure what the Literary Pub Mystery Series. So I'm excited to read that. And then over here we have my middle grade March reads. I am actually going to be getting my own copy of The Brave. This is a library copy, but Amanda from the Curly Reader just messaged me the other day that the person who won her giveaway did not contact her, so she did another drawing and I won this time. So I'm very excited about that. So that one will be going back to the library and I will have my very own copy. And then I'm excited for Song of the Whale because I'm actually excited for all of these, but I have been wanting to read this for a couple of years and just kept forgetting about it when it came time to it. This one I won from Krista last middle grade March, I believe. So I'm finally going to get to that. This one, Miracles on Maple Hill, is for a read-along that Kate Howe is doing. And Howe's Moving Castle is a book that was published in the 80s, which is when I was born. And it is a one that I have heard a lot of good things about, and I really want to get to it. This one is my own copy. It is the second in the Pages and Co series, Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales. I have had this one for quite a while and have not yet gotten to it, so sigh. Then we have a Babysitter's Club book that was also published in the 80s. I have a few of these on my shelf that I won a couple years ago from Angie over at Literary Labors. Like one of her first giveaways, I won. And she sent me a variety of Babysitter's Club books. So I've been working my way through those. And then my friend today in real life just dropped off the Vanderbeekers for me. So I put that on the stack. And we also have a lot of other things on ebook and audiobook that are not in the stack. So I have quite a lot going on next month, as you can see. But thankfully, they're all pretty short. So yeah, that's what I've got going on as of tomorrow. And I will start a new vlog tomorrow. And now I'm just going to relax and maybe do some cross stitch and drink some wine. So I will see you in my next vlog at the beginning of March. Yay! All right. Talk to you later, friends. Bye.